They called me a lunatic, they said. They said, you'll never have it back, you know. That thing you lost, no matter how much you want, you'll never be able to gaze upon it once more. Well, hello there. Welcome back. We're joining the Void briefly today, and we're going to be trying out a bit of a cheeky loadout. I think it's quite a good idea. I've been away. I say away. I've not gone anywhere. But I've been away from the YouTube scene for like a month or something, haven't I? I've just been posting like Twitch highlights and stuff. That is because I have been busy trying to get my programming degree, and I'm the kind of man to put down absolutely everything to ensure that, you know, his, like, really expensive university degree hopefully doesn't go to waste. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is just to try and pull ourselves back into the whole frame, is we're going to try out what should be a fairly easy loadout. We got a diamondback, we got a big earner, we got the dead ringer. We're not using the red tape because, I mean, it's a trash weapon and you shouldn't use it, but it should give us like a little bit of headway to get back into the game. It gives us an opportunity to butter knife some people, get some free crits across the map, try to get our tracking back. Of course, if you spend, you know, any extended period of time away from any game, especially like TF2, where mechanical skill is a pretty big deal in this game, especially if you're playing gunspy-ish kind of shit that I'm doing. I'm running around with the diamondback, so that's close enough. Good shot from you. But yeah, especially, you know, if you're doing anything remotely mechanical, taking time away from it is obviously going to kind of sap away at your skills, but hopefully across this match we'll be able to get ourselves back in the headway and give some proper good shots. So yeah, this loadout has actually been recommended to me a couple of times by people who said, oh, Woolen, can you give it a go? Any of you who have been watching like my TF2 streams at any point will know that I think that the dead ring is not a very good weapon to use. To be honest, most of the time it's faster just to suicide than to wait for the recharge, and I don't really think that's worth it, to be honest. I think that it's an awful weapon, but that's fine. The big earner, the whole point of it is that it's meant to completely counteract that by making it so you kill a boy, you can kind of get a mini little health pack. You know, a little mini ammo pack from that recharge you get. I'm gonna die to you, aren't I? Because I'm missing all my shots. That's perfectly fine. He crouched? That was an awful idea, because he crouched, basically, he stopped moving. So as far as I was concerned, it was a really easy little... Ooh! really easy little pick there, but what we're trying to do right now, my current strat is, I've got the diamondback, obviously. It's a broken weapon. It's so broken. What I'm trying to do is farm up maybe, like, 5 kills with it, and then hide across the map, crouch in the corner as the scout, and then just see, the moment I see anyone on, like, 100 health, is just peek and do the little shoot and poop. That man just got butter knifed. That was very good. I don't want to stand in the sniper sight line, so what I am going to do, I'm going to use my void to abuse third-person camera and try and spot that sniper. I don't know if you could hear my voice changing location there. I might have moved my head to try to see if I could move the camera in-game. Obviously, that's not the case, but have a little wait. That man down there, he's dead now. You don't even need to kill people, is the thing with this weapon, is if you just do 100 to them, you can usually just kill them with bullet spread and holding down body shots. Obviously, body shots still do modest amount of damage at range. That guy over there's on 18. It doesn't matter if I've got a crit or not. He is dead. So if it's a soldier... Oh, that's alright. Missed him a couple times. We still hit him. If it's like, you know, that medic over there, he's 30. I don't need the crit. Still got a revolver. I can shoot him. Spy over here, he's trying to, like, trick stab me or something. I have a gun. What's wrong with you? What was he doing? He was a strange little boy. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, the one crit is normally enough to kill someone, and that's why it's broken, is that one crit is so insanely easy to get. The easiest way, as I've said many times in the past, the easiest way to aim in this video game is if someone doesn't know you're there. So, for example, if a sniper thinks he's scoped in and he's perfectly safe from he thinks there's no snipers around, nothing's going to kill him at range, he might be standing perfectly still. You've got, like, 100 years to try to get that crit lined up on them, and as it is just a body shot... Oh, my dude. I wanted to kill that medic for a crit. I'm so happy. That sniper has been angry today, so I'm glad that spy managed to get him. But yeah, if someone's standing perfectly still, you can just sit, wait, line up, and then do 100 to them. Either they'll run back to spawn and you've essentially killed them by wasting their time, or you've taken them down to the point that 2 body shots will kill them. So I could get that spy there. I actually want to get a backstab on him, but you know what? We're actually going to make that Pyro go down to the Nether Realm, if that's okay with him. Pyros love the Nether Realm, naturally. It's one of their top 5 or 6 favourite things. Do I have a... I've got kill streak weapons. I've got a kill streak. I was looking at that 11 in the bottom left, and I was like, that's not right. I don't have 11 crits. That's not right at all. I don't normally... I've said it before. I don't normally use these weapons. You can see I've got, like, no kills on them at all. I don't like backstabbing mechanic, to be honest. I think it's a bit balked. It uses collision holes and stuff, and it's just a huge messy mechanic. So I don't like the idea that this weapon is just, if you like stabbing people, it's good for you, because it's not for me. And the diamond back is just... I hope you don't like people. I could have backstabbed that boy there, but anyway. I completely lost track of what I was going to say, but what I think I was going to say is I didn't know I had a kill streak version of these. Farmer kill off of you. Okay, now we've got 3 kills. We need to look for one guy. He's dead now. Did you see me move my crosshair or have to aim at any point? I didn't, because he was standing still. And that's one of the reasons it's horrifically broken in pubs is that medic was essentially punished because he had some negligent teammates earlier who let me kill them. And also, you know, if I find one teleporter, that's a free 2 crits that I can kill any guy with. Because of that engineer just put his teleporter in the middle of nowhere and didn't desap it. It doesn't matter how good the player is, he'll just die because of the diamond back. And I don't like that. I don't like that it punishes good players for their bad players. I think that's an atrocious mechanic, more so than anything else. Like other weapons that are a bit broken, like the old reserve shooter, they didn't punish you for having teammates. They punish you for existing because, you know, the pyro is using the reserve shooter. There's nothing to do with anything else. It was you and the pyro only. With the Diamondback, it's like, oh, hello. You got like a Artorias 2006 The Abyss Walker there. He let me get a free kill off of him. You're dead now. Oh god, we're doing rather well. This is a rather good little warm-up. Like, it is Egypt. This is one of those maps where you can stand like 8 million miles away and do a little poop poop poop. So it's quite natural that you'd think that the Diamondback would be working, but I'm surprised that the Dead Ringer is working the way it is. I guess I'm not really setting it off. If you for some reason do want to use the current Dead Ringer, obviously do. It's a weapon in a video game. Oh yeah, we got one shot. If you don't want to use the Big Earner, if you don't want to use the Dead Ringer, you have to be really passive with it. So my recommendation is, if you're still trying to use it like the old Dead Ringer, where you can just spam it constantly, don't. You really do want to use it if you're on like 50 health and you're about to die. The reason I didn't pop it there on that scout was because I was trying to do that. I forgot I'm using the Big Earner. Normally, a scout can meat shot you once, and then you pull up the Dead Ringer and run away. But because I'm using the Big Earner, he one-shot me because I had 100 health. That's an example of why I don't like it. I had... the bonus of me getting speed boost didn't matter there. There's more the fact that bullets spread on the scattergun there all clumped together and one-shot me. And that was a bit of a pain, isn't it? Jeremy Maffins. He thinks so too. My tip, as I said, is basically hope that you're... don't use it with a Big Earner, first of all. If you use it with the Big Earner, you can only survive crap chip shots from crap weapons. Like, you know, you can survive a scattergun shot at long range, or a sniper rifle body shot, but any of the main weapons in the game all one-shot you. That, like, range of 100 health is a huge... If it was 101, if this thing only lowered your health by 24, it would be so much better. Because you hit a threshold. I've said it before, but you hit this threshold of 100 health. The main weapons in the game all do 100 health damage near on. Like, scattergun does a little bit more than 100. The rockets do 100-ish. Pipes do about 100. 2 sniper body shots do 100. So the fact that you just die in one shot instead of 2 is such a nasty deal. But anyway, enough of that. We need to try an Assassin's Creed boys. He's rocket jumping. That's what I want to do. Are you gonna... Is he gonna... Oh, he hasn't quite learned how to rocket jump. What I was going to do was get him in the middle of the air with a bit of a old backstab, but instead we'll sit here and try and warm up our tracking game. This is actually, by the way, good practice. Standing at a range like this, using a revolver or a variation of it, and just trying to track people. It works fine. You don't have to use a sniper rifle to kill people at this range. As long as you can get, like, a couple of hits in on them, you'll still get them. You'll do more damage than they do. Like, the revolver, out of almost every weapon, is probably one of the best long-range shit damage weapons that can still kill people. Like... Oh, get you. The fact that you can still do with the stock revolver 22 on each hit means that at long range, you can kill pretty much any class if you get kind of lucky. Any other mid-low health classes, that is. So I like to do that. Like, if I see a pyro, I don't need to be in his face to use this weapon. I can just run away and spam at him like this. I wonder what we can do here. There we go. A little boy over there. There's a man over there. Try and set off my Dead Ringer. Give it a go. Oh, there we go. No, I guess I'll just run one way, then the other, and then all the way back into my spawn. Top tip, by the way. Wasn't necessarily there. But if you're on like 1 HP here, just switch classes. This should be, you know, intuitive at this point, but I think it's a good little piece of advice to give, because you can do that on medic. If you have another... Basically, if you have 2 identical medic loadouts minus the hats, you know, if you have like the same medigun, the exact same... Well, the medigun's the only thing that matters, but... Excuse me? Okay. If you have the same medigun, if you have the same hats and everything, you just switch up one hat, you can keep your uber charge and go back into spawn with full health. And there's another little cheeky tip, is that you can reset crit heals in this game. Very, very briefly, if you don't know, crit heals, if you don't take damage for a bit, you heal a bit faster. That's all it is, TLDR. But if you change loadouts in spawn, you completely reset your crit heals, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it can be pretty handy to be able to just run back into spawn and instantly zoom heal. You played medic, you just healed someone and they've instantly zoomed up in HP. That's because they've had full crit heals. So even if you... That's mostly for overheal, really, because you'll respawn with max HP. But it's just a nice little thing. I'd recommend having a bind of some sorts to be able to switch between your main loadouts, especially on medic. So it means if you're on like 2 HP, you're running into spawn, you can just quickly go into spawn, keep your uber charge, and just be happy. I want to use my crits on that heavy, but they're using they're using the vaccinator, which is actually a counter to the diamondback. Who'd have thunk it? There's a weapon that reduces crits, counters the weapon that does crits. Oh god, I had a lot more crits than I thought. I thought I was just spamming body shots, but maybe not. Instead, I really want to get this scout. I don't know why. Scout hasn't done anything to me. I just decided I'm going to waste like 8 crits trying to kill him. What my normal strat is, by the way, is just try not to care about the crits. Don't value them at all. They're so easy to get. Sapping anything, killing anyone. Just you'll find a Pablo Rodriguez to kill. I bet you. Let's do a little heavy disguise. I never do this. Get this little medic uber. No, this is people never turning around and. As a result, oh, I died to the heavy. Turned around. That was a bit strange, but I don't like this man. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to try to do a little thing. We're going to see when he's shooting our teammates. We're going to click on his bottom, and then he'll go away, and his medic will be like, "Oh no, and we'll body shot him with a crit, and then he'll be quite sad. Do you think I can scare this dummy man if I like try and trick stab him? Like, oh no. He pulled out his little. Oh, Joe, you go for a little corner stab. Ooh. I love doing this with people. It's very rude because he's probably really confused. Like, why is this spy trying to kill me so much? Is everything okay there, Extreme Turgent? No? Maybe he's sponsored by Fairy Liquid. I'm not entirely sure, but now we've got 2 crits. We need to not just waste it. Completely forgot. I just said, as I was saying, now we've got 2 crits. I completely forgot I was using the diamondback, so forgive me for that. What I wanted to do was find someone that's kind of lowish and go like, boop, boop. Ah, there we go. Would have been a smart idea to Deadringer, perhaps, but I had to go for the butter knife. It was a good idea, but really what we want to do is we need to cap. And I think the only thing stopping us is that heavy over there. So far, you know, what do I think overall this loadout is? I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about it, to be honest. Like, I really don't like the diamondback. I think it's just such a awful design, and I feel kind of bad for using it. It's so much more satisfying to, like, consecutively hit revolver shots, if you know what I mean. And, like, poof, 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 and get the kill that you deserved with the stock revolver. It feels really good. Like, you aimed your kill, you got your kill, all is well. But I feel like the diamondback, it's just cheap. Oh god, that's a pair of here. How do you see that guy's headphones? Instantly, like, flicked around, like, zoom. Well, I guess I'm dead. That was a wild adventure. I wasn't expecting there to be, like, a pyro there. Or for the heavy to just zoom in a circle. He's not listening to his Toho beats. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't move. Hello? That was quite strange. I've never had that before, but... I'm still not the biggest fan of the Big Earner. I think it's just too punishing for someone who doesn't, like me, who doesn't really stab people, but as the current kind of spy meta is that he's a really bad class and all you can really do is, uncompetitive at least, is just suicide repeatedly for, like, the sniper. It's not that big of a deal, really. Like, you know, if you run this and the Enforcer, you'll probably get a couple of kills here and there. The Enforcer letting you get that Razorback kill's pretty nice, but... I don't know, I'd rather just stock revolver and try and snipe people with it. Like, as you can see here, it's not the worst idea. If you get decent tracking, you can do more damage than most of these boys. And if you find yourself a little cheeky perching spot, like, I don't know if I can perch up here and lay my eggs, but we'll give it a go. Think this spy over here is expecting that? He's not expecting that. It was like, oh, there's no way a spy can snipe me from there. Sentry gun over here as well. I don't think we're about to die to anything close. He's using the Wrangler. Never mind. I was going to say, I don't think we're about to die to anything, so we can just spam the sentry. But he's using a secondary gun. That makes his sentry gun very good. For no reason, basically. What's that walking pattern? Don't mind me. I'm just waiting for the Deadringer to come back before I just come up here and die. Don't mind me. Just dying quickly. That was a really weird thing. I wanted to wait for my Deadringer to come back before I tried to get the pyro, but... My boy! Invest in a stronger internet connection. That was a strange little event. I wanted to get a crit on the pyro, but I guess the backstab mechanic happened and he was elsewhere for that mere moment. If you... What is this? What a strange little action there. If you were unaware, there's more videos on it than this, but backstabs are based on the collision hull, which is the thing that you use to move around the map, and it doesn't rotate, which means that if you catch someone on the corner of their collision hull, it's invisible, so you can't see it, but if you happen to catch someone on the corner of it, you get a larger backstab radius, and if you happen to get someone directly on the collision hull, you'll essentially have a really short backstab radius. This man's quite strange. And that's why I don't like backstabs, is that it's horrifically unreliable. Unless you memorize the map and what direction people's collision hulls are facing, you'll never know your true backstab distance. And I think that's a true awful design. I don't know if like Counter-Strike has backstabs, but I'm hoping they do it better than this. I never had too much of a problem in that game with it. Well, I mean, I said it earlier, but I like to run around with a new Deadringer and almost never pop it. Because it takes like 8 years, it's basically a one use. I think of it as like a consumable. Like, this is my Phoenix down. I don't want to just use it on any mob battle. I want to use it on the final boss. We're about to lose anyway, but... Yeah, that was alright. That wasn't too bad. We like, shot some boys, I had a bit of a chat, I had a bit of a catch-up with all of you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.